Yes, folks, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Parlay Restaurants and Sports, located in Jing'an, Shangkangli, your new favorite spot for barbecue, burgers, and so much more. Come out to watch all your favorite sporting events. Enjoy brunches weekends starting at 11 on our terrace. Test your skill at darts, pool, and golden tea, an icon bar classic. 9 beers on draft, the freshest barbecue cooked daily, and so much more. This Saturday starting at 5 p.m., followed by our first brunch Sunday at 11. Parlay. We have you covered from kickoff to last call.
Black China, baby.
Yeah, we know we don't play around. We know the podcaster in Shanghai. There's only one guy on my side, and his name is Craig. Check him out. Skinny OG, boy. If you got a story to tell, call Craig. The government been checking your mail. Just call Craig. Your ex-girlfriend just fell down a well. Call Craig. They say they about to put you in jail. Just call Craig. Call Craig. Call Craig. You go and tell Craig. Call Craig. Call Craig. You go and tell Craig. Call Craig. Call Craig. You go and tell Craig. The only podcast that's ringing the bell. Call Craig. Yeah, boy, you know who to find. Just go tell him your story, it'll be fine. You know, have a good time. Yeah, this your boy Skinny OG. One love, big up to my boys. Tell Craig your story. Check him out now.
Today on Tell Craig Your Story, I'm excited to welcome Hayley Zhao, an editor, writer, and multimedia journalist with the world of Chinese. Hayley has a passion for bridging cultures through storytelling, whether it's in print, podcast, or multimedia projects. We first met at the MKW Pro Wrestling Battle of the Decade show in Beijing. An unforgettable night of action, energy, and incredible people. Since then, I've followed her work closely, and I'm thrilled to finally have her here to share her journey, her experiences in journalism, and her insights into life and culture in China. But before we go, please go to our website. We're at Podbean. Tell Craig your story at podbean.com. We have a link tree there which tells you where all of Tell Craig Your Story podcast is being streamed. We're on all the major streaming services. At Tell Craig Your Story. And for our Chinese listeners, we have TikTok, Red Note, and Bilibili. All right, here we go. Here's my chat with Hayley on Tell Craig Your Story podcast.
Tell Craig your story.
Hi, Hayley. How you doing tonight?
Great. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. You're a busy person, doing lots of
Well,
things.
not that busy, but
Well, speaking of that, you may not have been busy before, but you've just come back from a holiday. Tell us about that.
yes. Yeah, I was just in Japan for Billie Eilish's concert.
Oh, very nice.
I have been like a huge fan of hers since I was in college. Her album kind of got me through my capstone project when I was graduating college.
Right.
So a lot of like late night at the library writing essays and like going over like reporting transcripts, and it's just like Billie Eilish songs just playing in my headphone all
Yeah,
night.
right.
So she always has a special space in my heart, and her last album was just really great. Bird of a Feather is one of my most like favorite songs of all time now. So it was really exciting to see her in person. She
Yeah.
sounds just like her CDs like live.
Yeah.
I never thought her live performance would be this good, but this kind of blew my mind.
She never come to China?
I don't think she does a lot of tours outside of North America in general.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so the only Asia stop she had for this tour is Tokyo for 2
Right.
shows.
Okay.
So you kind of have to like fly
Was it-
out to see her.
Is that the Tokyo Dome?
No, it's not the Tokyo Dome. I think it's like a different arena in the suburb of Tokyo. So it's
Okay.
like less crowded, but still I think it's like 40,000 people.
Nice. That's a very nice
Yeah.
crowd. And do you play music yourself or do you sing?
I, as an Asian kid, I took violin when
Oh,
I
yeah,
was in
okay.
elementary school.
Yes.
So I kind of fit into that stereotype, but I didn't play it very well. And I kind of realized it by like 3 years in that I have no talent for it. So I told my mom I want to quit. And my mom was like, "Well, you picked the instrument." But I was like, "Yeah, but it sounded better when other people play it, not me." So yeah. But she's a very good parent, so and she let me quit.
Awesome.
And I yeah, and in high school we had a phase of like really liking to form bands. So
Yes.
yeah, we all went through that period during like teenage years. So I learned to play acoustic guitar,
Oh, very
which
nice.
I'm also not very good at, but I know the basic like the chords and stuff.
Yes.
Um, so I can theoretically still play,
You're
but
right.
I'm very rusty by this point.
Ah. So next time we're
Yeah,
gonna have a jam then, because I play drums and guitar
yeah.
myself. So
Oh,
uh
you play drum?
yes, yes. Play in two
Oh,
bands here
very
in
nice.
Shanghai.
Well, maybe I can make time. I don't know.
There you go. All right. So the accent. Where did you get this accent from?
The accent is a combination of American sitcom, Disney, and just Hollywood movies.
Oh yes. It was one of them Friends.
No, it was
Okay.
Modern Family, I think.
Oh, Modern Family. Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, Modern Family and Person of Interest. I was really into that show when I was in high school. And I realized it wasn't like hugely popular in the States when I got there. Like a lot of
Yes.
people don't know about it, but I still think it's a really good show.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and a variety of like American sitcoms that we will watch in like middle school and high school. I should say I start with I was born and raised in Beijing, and we
Cool.
start like English classes in elementary school first year. So you
Hmm.
learn the ABCs and the grammar and the easy stuff when you're in school.
Yes.
But other than that, it's like pretty much you're on your own. So I,
Yes.
me and a bunch of my friends were really into the Disney princess movie, not the Disney movies and the Barbie movies when we were like very young.
Yes.
So that's how we kind of got used to like listening to English. We didn't really quite get everything, but like it's cartoon, so you can basically follow the
Yes.
plot. You don't have to understand every word to know, oh, like that's Snow White and that's Prince Charming. So that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So yeah, and by middle school we started watching like The Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your
Oh,
Mother,
yes.
Modern Family, yeah, and all the like classics.
Yes.
And Friends, but I didn't watch Friends until like the very end of it because
Okay.
I think Friends is like a little older
Yes.
than
Yes.
like my generation. So I only watched it when I got into college when my roommate really recommended it.
You should watch it.
It was a classic show. I would say it was
I
good,
def I
but
definitely.
it wasn't one of my first. So
Yeah.
it it doesn't have like as much of an impact as on me as in like some other Chinese people who are like inspired by the show to become curious about American culture through that show. I think that's
Yeah.
like a few years older than me, like that generation is
Yeah.
really hooked on Friends, I think. I think Talk the World of Chinese magazine, we did like a story a couple years back when the actor who played Chandler
Oh
passed
yes.
away.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, we kind of dug that old piece about how this show, this Friends, had a really big impact on a whole generation of Chinese people. I think
Yeah.
that's a really special show for
Yeah.
a lot of people, definitely.
It certainly was. For me, I was on the other side of the comedy. I was more on the Seinfeld side. They were the two
Ah,
biggest. They were the two biggest sitcoms, and you were either like my sister was Friends, I was Seinfeld, and then I ended up convincing her to keep watching Seinfeld, and it's just one of those shows where I can watch it now in 2025, and I've seen it 1,000 times, and it still makes me laugh.
and you would watch like if you just can't sleep and you just put it on and let it
Yes,
play because
yes,
you know every line, so you don't have to
exactly,
pay attention, but it's just noise and it's fun noise.
exactly. Yeah, so you were saying when you graduated, so did you go overseas to do that? I'm thinking with the accent that
Yeah,
you do.
I went to college and grad school in the US.
Whereabouts?
So Boston, Emerson College.
Oh, shout out to our Boston followers. Come on.
Yes. Great city, great city.
But
Just a lot of winter though.
yeah, exactly. But I don't hear your Boston. I don't hear that Boston accent that
The
you.
Boston accent.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's really like a South Boston accent, but we were like
Right.
very city center, so like it's just normal boring English.
And what did you think of that northeast of the US?
I actually quite like the Northeast because I feel like that's more my vibe, like the more metropolitan. Everyone's kind of more focused on their work.
Yes.
Because I did like a semester in LA, and I feel
Right.
like people there are too chill. Too
Right.
like I don't mean it in a bad way. Like I admire people who can, like just chill out and do nothing and just relax. But sometimes I feel like I need something to do to keep busy to like maintain my mental health. So
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
I feel like the East Coast is more my vibe. I
Yeah.
remember this really funny thing because one of my best friends, Medina is the one I was thinking about. She's from Massachusetts and we did the semester together in LA. And she's like very fashionable, so she like dressed for her internship when we were
Right.
doing that.
Right.
And when she got to the office the first day, one of the LA person who's like handling them, she told her that, "Oh, you look very East Coast," and she was very confused about what that means.
Yes.
Like she she wear like a pantsuit basically.
Right.
So that's apparently too much for LA. So
There you go. That's
yeah,
very
that was like a very interesting incident that I overheard in LA.
yeah, well, there you go. And what was the culture shock there when you first got to the US?
Of course there is, but like it was actually less than I expected because I always feel like if you live in like a big city, you see one, you kind of see them all because they all kind of run the same way. Like
Yes.
Shanghai is not that different from Beijing. Beijing is not that different from, say, like New York or Boston. They all like they're fast paced. Just China is on a bigger scale.
Yes.
Like the US, I feel like the city is smaller, so it's actually more manageable. But I think the most cultural shock would be food wise, because
Oh yes.
uh, yes. So actually, I was really fortunate because Emerson College is really close to the Chinatown in Boston. It's like
Uh,
walking distance, so I do have access to Chinese food. So I can dine
yeah.
out, but Chinese food in America is a bit more expensive and
Yes.
not as good.
Not as good.
So
Yes.
I still have to
Uh,
eat a lot of cafeteria food, which by the end of it, it's just so boring. Like
yes.
uh,
Yes.
it's the same ingredients cooked in various ways that are equally tasteless. That's
I
my
I can
impression of my school's cafeteria.
I can definitely agree with you there. The even the Chinese restaurants in Australia there, I'm a little embarrassed to show any of my Chinese friends if they ever come and visit me because they'll see the menu and there'll be like a steak on the menu and then there'll be like shepherd's pie and it's like what? So I'm guessing there's not many Beijing duck in America, right? You couldn't find too many Beijing
Not a
guys?
lot, but if
No?
you do try, you can find them.
Yes. But going to Beijing, you've got to try that. Um, it's so delicious. I went to a place there, and the couple of times I've been to Beijing, the duck there is amazing, and the place that we went to was the lineup was around the corner, so you know that you're going to a good spot when
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah, Beijing has a couple of good spots I would recommend.
yeah
I think like Sijiminfu was definitely one of them.
yeah right. You come back to China. Is this when you started to work with the world of Chinese?
No, actually, when I first came back in 2022, I was
Oh,
working in
uh-oh,
Shanghai.
uh-oh.
I caught
2022.
the very end.
All right,
Yeah, I
okay.
caught the very end of it.
Yeah.
I came back in June, so I did the whole quarantine in Shanghai.
Oh, got it.
And
How was that for you? I mean, I know everyone's got a
uh,
story about that, but how was it for you?
yeah, I actually got really lucky because I think it's the third day that I was in the hotel, they changed the policy from 14 days to 7 days.
Oh
So I
yeah,
only
right.
did like 7 days in the hotel. That was really lucky. And I actually do have a story about that. So after the
Yeah.
7 days, I was out, and I booked because my home is in Beijing, but I haven't booked any ticket back from Shanghai to Beijing.
Ah,
By that point, I got out because I was thinking I have a couple friends from college and grad school in Shanghai. I'm gonna like hang out with them.
right.
So I booked a hotel that said would take people who just got out of quarantine, but when I got there, they apparently don't take any of us. So
Mm.
I have to book a different one across the city. And so it was like a whole thing. And that night, my friend picked me up for dinner. And then she told me, "Oh, we have like a massive like testing thing going on. Like everyone within like the Huangpu district has to get tested tonight or something
Oh
like that."
yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, then you guys might find something. I should really just get out of here." So
Yes.
I just booked a train ticket, I think it's a plane ticket or the train ticket. I can't remember. The next day, so I flew out the next day.
Got out of Beijing. Yeah, right. Wow.
Yeah, I got into Beijing. I was like a free person for 3 days before the
Yeah.
community found me, and they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to stay home for 7 days." But I was
Uh-oh.
like, I'm already out for 3 days. It's a little
Yeah.
bit too late to lock me up.
Yeah,
And they're like,
right.
"No,
Wow.
we have to follow protocol. You have to do 7 days. We have to turn your code yellow." So they
Yeah.
turned my code yellow. I did 4 more days at home for nothing.
Wow. And how was it in Beijing once you got there? As soon as it happened, I left and then come back, and then the Shanghai lockdown. So I went left, come back. So I had the two quarantines myself. But how is Beijing now? Because to me, Shanghai, it's getting there. Some of the businesses are still struggling a bit financially, but
Mhm.
it's on the right track to how it was before everything happened. But what about Beijing?
I also feel like Beijing is like coming back to life
Yes.
in a way. And it's like definitely not as like lively as Shanghai with like all those events because like it's Beijing. There's certain limitation of what you can do.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's a lot better than 2022 when I
Yeah.
first came back.
That's.
And also like the event where I met you, the
I was
rest
just about
the
to
pro
get to that.
wrestling.
Gonna say we're talking about Beijing. So this is where we met a couple of months ago, just before our holidays. And okay, you can tell us about it. I've talked about it many times on this podcast. So
Yeah, I saw it. You interviewed the ring like the uh, is that Robert or
so we did the James, and I've interviewed the owner and Big Sam. Yeah, so anytime they come to Shanghai, I'm always talking to them. Adrian's such a great boss, and it's
yeah.
always very, very helpful with giving interviews from the wrestlers. Yes, this is how we met. So tell us about how it all came
Uh
about.
it all started, I think, late last year when Adrian messaged. I think Adrian messaged one of our colleague at Talk on LinkedIn. He's like, "Oh, we have this event coming up. Do you guys want to like cover um, pro wrestling in China? Because we are a culture magazine focused on like telling China stories." So we were thinking, oh, we've actually never done a piece about pro wrestling before. We've only written about like the old-fashioned martial arts and also like
Right.
the UFC fights where like John Whaley and
Oh, yes.
so that's like more on that side. But we've never done anything about pro wrestling. Like before like taking on this piece, I have no idea what pro wrestling is. I know about like John Cena and
Yes.
WWE, but I didn't realize that was like a very scripted entertainment rather than like real like ultimate fighting.
Yes.
So that was like it was a learning curve for me. So at first we didn't think too much about the piece because when he first reached out, it was a, like the event is like half a year away, so we
Right.
didn't think too much about it. We just got connected,
Yes.
and Adrian is a really really good, I would say, like boss and promoter because he would keep you very updated on like what they're gonna do uh, when are they gonna do it, what kind of like event is this gonna be, how can they help.
Yes.
So and like when the event announcement finally came out and Adrian like messaged us again, and also funny enough, the drink sponsor Rock
Oh, yes.
is the owner is the husband of our managing editor.
Oh, there you
So
go.
yeah,
It's a small world, isn't
so
it?
it's a very small world. The foreigners in China, they're like all connected somehow. You
Yes.
have your own like very tight knit community.
That's so true.
Yeah. So we decided to check it out because it looks fun and it was something new that I have never experienced before.
Hmm.
So I decided to check it out, and we made a whole video about it, which is also on YouTube. You guys can check. Our listeners can check it out on the World of Chinese YouTube channel. It's also on Instagram and TikTok for the full 15-minute video about pro wrestling in China.
There you go. Excellent. And what shocked you? Because I saw a video in the 20-minute documentary. There was one before where they run through the cafeteria and they were chasing each other through the room. Was that another one, or was
Yeah,
is that the promotion the day before?
it was a fan meeting the day before. So they
Right.
have a fan meetup with a couple of wrestlers before the game night.
Yes.
So I went to that to kind of meet everyone, to
Yes.
get the vibe of
Mm.
like, and just to get an idea of like how we are gonna do this video or how we're gonna kind of structure our narrative
Yes.
because we are both me and our video producer, we're very new to this concept. Like we did a lot of research online before we went to those two events, but it's very different when you are seeing it like 10 meters away happening right in front of you than just
Yes.
kind of like watching it on your computer screen. It's
Yes.
very different. Like the impact is and the vibe is just so different because at the event show there were like 400 people there in
Yeah.
the audience, and they're all so energetic and just so invested in what's happening around them. They like like I said in the documentary, I feel like that is also part of the charm of the game because the audience is kind of part of it too. They can cheer on it, they can like curse,
Yes.
they can find people they support or hate.
Yes.
It's just a lot of very strong emotions coming out. I found that really fascinating because it's very rare that you have the occasion to kind of let it out. So I feel like that is the place where a lot of the audience just kind of let out a lot of steams. Like
Yes, that's right.
sometimes it's maybe not really about the fight anymore. It's just them kind of enjoying the moment. I feel
Yeah.
like that's more precious.
And that's the one thing that, like, my dad used to tape it when I was a kid, and I would get up at 5 in the morning to watch it on TV before I went to school. So that was an incentive for me to go to bed early. Yeah, finding out the same thing like you, that there's all these independent wrestling as well. So getting in contact with MKW. There's a couple of other small promotions. There's one or two in the south in Guangzhou and Hong Kong. Yeah, this one I really like. Did you have a particular favorite wrestler that you met or you interviewed?
Particularly, I think Sunny Z,
Oh
because
yes.
yeah, he was very, like, I think he was one of the first person we talked to at the fan meetup, because when we first got there, we kind of we are a little nervous and we don't really know what to do, and so we kind of just like wandered around the booth they set up, and Sunny Z kind of started talking to us when we were checking out his posters, and I feel like he definitely made it easier for us to like keep going, just build up the courage to do more interview and talk to more wrestlers. I think one of the surprising thing I find uh behind the scene is that a lot of wrestlers are actually introverts. They don't
Yes.
like to they don't like to talk too much outside of the ring. So
Yes.
Sunny Z is like a extreme extrovert. So he kind of made it easier to, get the conversation started.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember you did one at end of the show. You end up interviewing Big Sam from England.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's got to be one of my favorite. I think he plays the bad guy so good. It makes me laugh all the time. Every time I've seen him, he just like riles up the crowd and he gets them all booing him. And if they boo him and they shouting at him, that then he's done his job because he's a
Yeah.
heel. So you're saying too that you've done USC and Kung Fu. That's the more popular martial arts here. So have you done interviews with the UFC?
No, no, actually it was before I was working
Oh, okay.
at Talk. I was working in Shanghai for Radii. I don't know
Right.
if you know. Yeah. So but that was also kind of before my time there. They did some mini documentary series about UFC,
Hmm.
and that's how I got to know this sport, because that's not the kind of things I usually follow. So um, yeah, as you can tell by just me. Um, but it was I always like to, kind of challenge myself to
Yeah.
get to know more things and try something new that I've never done before. So I feel like each experience kind of has their own like merit and surprise me in different ways. So I always love to get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the MKW event is definitely one of them.
There you go. How did you get involved with, they approach you? Did you approach them? How did you get involved with the company?
So I actually majored in journalism when I was in school. So I
Ah, there you go.
always wanted to do some like reporting job, but after I actually worked in the US for 2 years before coming back and worked in media. And there's definitely a certain way they expect you to report on things. Even in the US, there's like a certain set narrative that they like, especially if you're like a Chinese um, national. They hire you because they want you to report on China, and the way they
Really?
like to
That's
report on
interesting.
China is it's not necessarily the way you want to report on China. So
Oh,
um,
I
so
hear you.
I definitely feel like there is a mismatch there. So coming back, I kind of wanted to not stay with political reporting or
Right.
financial reporting because first are very out of my control and second very boring.
Yeah.
To
But how did you feel about that? Did you know that going into the job, or was it something that you learnt while you were on the job?
it's definitely like something you just know going into the
Mm.
job because
Yeah.
when you live in the West, you kind of see how China is covered and
Mm.
what gets covered and what doesn't. So yeah, you definitely know what you're getting yourself into. So even in the US, I kind of intentionally stayed away from like very political reporting. I did more like local news
Right.
and stuff. So um,
So was this in
yeah,
Boston?
I worked at a local newspaper in Boston
Okay.
for a couple months, and then I kind of freelanced, did a lot of freelancing work after graduate school when I was in New York. Uh, and I also like freelance for a higher education magazine and also like a nonprofit news organization in Philadelphia. I also freelance
Nice.
for them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That got your
So
your start. So you said 2 years in the US, right? So
yeah,
what
2 years of like professional working in the US. Yeah.
so what was your decision to then come back? You just miss home? You want to see family?
Yeah, that's the main reason because of like the pandemic. I didn't get to
Oh
go
yeah,
home
right, right.
for 3 years. So I kind of
Mm.
like by that point really miss home and my family. And also like one of the family member is like dealing with some health issues. So I feel like that's time to come back. Also, like there's definitely a lot of issues going on in the state at the time as well,
Yeah.
especially against Asians. It got like I was in New York at the time, and I definitely feel like that got worse.
Right.
Uh, like sometimes you don't feel safe on the street because you can tell someone is following you. So
Yeah. Yeah,
that was
wow.
not the greatest experience.
Mm.
And I mean, like New York is a great city. I
Yeah.
loved my time living in New York City.
Yeah.
It has a lot to offer. It's just that things happen and you looking like what you look like doesn't guarantee you much safety in that time period. So
Yeah.
it was like a combination of a lot of things. Also like finishing up school and
It's a lot of
kind of
pressure
trying to
for
figure out yeah. So it was always like graduation always comes with a lot of like struggles and
yes.
confusion and you trying to figure out what's your next steps because like your whole life you've been in school, you kind of know where you're going because you just from elementary school, then you go to middle school, high school, college, grad school, and then like suddenly after grad school, you're like, oh, so what do I do now? I don't want to keep like doing a PhD anymore. Should
Yes.
I work? What kind of work should I take? What's my interest? Do I find a job that I love or do I find a job that pays the most? So
Yes.
that's all like decisions you gotta make. So,
Yes.
and where do I work? Do I try to stay in the US or do I come home where I'm more comfortable and accepted? It's all like a lot of things to consider.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though that there was some negative things there in the US, do you have one interview that you did or a story that you did that sticks in your mind?
All the interviews I did are actually they all turn out pretty well. I didn't have like a negative experience professionally there.
Right, right.
Was like the negative experience is more like the small things in everyday life that you
Yes.
feel and yeah. But I think one of the stories that kind of stick with me is actually an education story.
Yeah.
I did when I was in grad school. It was about the HSAT in New York City. You probably don't know about this, but New York City has eight very good, very, very good public high schools.
Right.
So the only criteria to get into one of those 8 schools is to take this test. So it's kind of like the 中考 or the 高考 in China,
Oh, yes,
but
yes.
in New York City. So
Right.
that's the only thing you need to do to get into one of those schools. And the racial disparity in those schools are like very, very kind of shocking, because one of the high schools I like interview a lot of people from there is like Stuyvesant. They accept, I don't remember it's whether it's like 400 or 200, it was a while ago, students every year. Only about 8 of them are Black.
Wow.
Every year. So there are definitely calls to, cancel this exam, because you only people who take prep class can ace the exam and get into one of those schools.
Right.
But on the one side, there are people who actually, some students are calling to, just get rid of this exam. We can do it a different way. But a
Yes.
lot of the parents are saying this is a merit-based exam. Why are we getting rid of it? This is the like fairest thing I can think of. So there's definitely like tensions between them. It's actually the Asian students who are saying we shouldn't do this exam, and the Asian parents, they're like, this is the fairest thing I've seen. This is merit-based. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. So they're like
Yeah.
at each other's throat.
We're back for the second
Yes,
part.
we're back.
So,
Yes.
do you want to just finish off that story that you were talking about before?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was basically at the very end of the story. So
Okay.
it's an ongoing tension that is still not resolved.
Right.
The last time I checked.
Right.
So they're still running the exam, and they're still only accepting like 8 Black kids into that school. So
Yeah.
nothing changed.
Yeah. There's so many things that are running through my head at the moment.
Yeah.
When I go back to Australia and I hear about all these things as well, and similar issues as well. But glad that you're back home now, and looks like you're having a real good time. So when did you start looking for a job, and then when did you get the interview? Tell us about the interview process with the World of Chinese.
So yeah, I was actually at the time working at Radii in Shanghai. They do a lot of like pop culture and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, and I was a junior editor there. But I feel like nothing wrong with about Radii, but it's slightly different from what I was looking for.
Mm.
I was writing a lot about. I was kind of like aggregating news a lot, because I was just uh, kind of rewriting what's already out there on Chinese social media to like a Western audience,
Right.
which is a valuable job, because there is a disconnect, and some people should do that. But I feel like my interest is in something slightly different. That's when I found the World of Chinese. They do more like original reporting and
Right.
deep dives into a lot of issues that I personally care about. So I send them like my resume and my writing samples and my, I think, 3 pitches. And they hire at the time because one of their editor is leaving. They have an opening. So I just like caught the opportunity and went through the interview. And, I remember one of the pitches is about I think it was like the green frog that was really popular um that year, that
Yeah.
was like selling other frog toys on the street.
Yes.
Uh yeah, I remember that was one of the pitches that I had when I was interviewing.
Right.
But yeah, it went really great, and I kind of clicked with the editor, and they really did put a lot of trust in me as soon as I started. They like sent me to the first film festival in Xining to
Nice.
do reporting,
Yes.
like company money. So
There you
that
go.
was Yeah, that was a really fun experience. I met some like freelancers that I later took on to write for the World of Chinese. So
Nice.
yeah, and also got to see a lot of movies, saw some
Yeah.
celebrities on the red carpet. So that was fun.
Tell us about some of the celebrities then. Name drop.
Uh, Name drop.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on.
I saw Yao Chen and Ma Yili and it was they were hosting like a press conference kind of. I was like invited there, so we get to kind of like all sit down and ask questions, but I didn't grab the mic fast enough to ask the celebrity questions.
Come on,
But
Haley. You gotta grab, you gotta
I know,
fight,
I know,
fight.
I know. Yeah, but it was like day five or day six. I was really tired by that point. For film festivals, like the celebrities don't come until like the very last
Yeah,
two or like one day. They just
yes.
kind of show up and do
Yeah.
some screening and walk the red carpet, and that's it. But like for regular like reporters or like film enthusiasts or like filmmakers, producers, we're there at the very beginning, from day one to like day seven, day eight. So it was like a lot of screening are like very compact into each day. You watch like 3 to 5 films every day, so that can get very exhausting, even though it sounds very good.
Yeah.
Um,
Then what movies do you recommend at the moment?
There's one movie that was screened that year that I think they won the best narrative film.
Hmm.
It's called Moonlight Sisters. Oh, we did like a review on the World of Chinese. You guys, if you guys wanted to check it out, it was the movie is almost 3 hours, but it was very worth it.
It's
It
worth it.
was
Right.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's about kind of the struggle of between like village life and also urbanization in Chengdu, and but it was told through like three generations of women. So
Right.
that's like a and it's by a male director, which is rare for like because I didn't know. I always thought it was gonna be like a female director with like a very like sensitive film about urbanization with like a feminist theme, but it turns out to be like a male director, which
Yeah,
is a surprise
right.
to me. So
Yeah.
that was very it was a unique situation. I think
Hmm.
the film is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
And another winner of that year that I remember it was it's called Galaxy Rider. It was released in I think in most cinemas across the country last year, but they didn't do well at the box office,
Okay.
even though I think the film is really good. But
Right.
maybe it's like maybe it's a niche because first is a lot of like indie
Uh,
filmmakers that like do well on film festivals. Maybe they just don't vibe with like a mainstream platform, I guess.
Speaking of that, Haley, you say that you're talking about these Chinese movies. I always get two people from WeChat sending me these messages and going that I should invest in Chinese movies. Is this a scam or is it actually legit, do you think?
I think it's a scam.
Okay. Okay. I haven't gave him any money, but I'm always intrigued as to
You have money to spare, you can experiment, but don't
yeah.
invest all of your money in that.
Oh, they keep they
The heyday of Chinese film market is 10 years ago, so now
oh,
is not the
okay.
greatest time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you left China to go to the US for study, and when you come back, did you find anything different in Chinese culture?
In Chinese culture, definitely you are very dependent on your phone.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's the major difference. Like in America, you can kind of leave your phone at home and go out with your wallet, it will be fine. But in
Yes.
Beijing, it's impossible, or in China in general, it's impossible to get separated from your phone.
All you got to do is just go on the subway in Shanghai, and every single person is either playing a game on their phone, texting. It's just Me too, as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just incredible how the world how that has changed.
Yeah, but to be
Awesome.
fair, I would have been playing on my phone in New York subway as well, but there's no signal, so you
All
kind of
right. Yeah.
forced to do
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. That's right. Yes. So, when you joined the world of Chinese, did you have to change your way of being a journalist?
Not necessarily. I feel like the
No.
world of Chinese has given me a lot of freedom to do try out the things I want to try and to, like uh do stories that I care about. But what also comes with the job is that because my title is an editor, so I also have to edit and get other people's work in shape. And that is actually the majority of my workload is editing other people's work instead of like
Oh,
working on my
yes.
own. So that's
Yes.
I feel like that's the only downside of the job because we're a very small team. So
Right.
everyone has to take on different roles. But I do like our managing editor do like very much encourage me to like if there's a story that I really wanted to do, I can like kind of put things aside to focus on writing that first and then
Yes.
come back to editing other people's stuff.
Yeah.
I think the most challenging part about this job is actually to edit some of the work that's handed to us because not every freelancer we work with is a journalist. And also, there's a limited amount of people who can write in English in China
Oh,
to
got it.
actually cover China. And we don't want to heavily rely on foreigners in China because they can only provide their perspective. But we also wanted to
Right.
showcase how people actually living in China who are Chinese feel about things, how they see things, how they write about it. So there's a lot of holding their hands and
Right.
guiding them, guiding
Yes.
them through getting a in-depth reporting piece uh,
Yeah.
to a publishable form. So I
Now,
think that's
no,
the thing that I kind of like learned and got a lot better at over the 2 years I've been
yeah,
working at the World of Chinese.
absolutely. Just a quick question, like with AI, is that going to help
Mm-hmm.
you in the editing in any way, or is that going to help you speed up the process?
It can, it's very good at spell check. Um,
Yes.
I found a very interesting use of AI is that sometimes when some freelancer would write really long sentence that are very confusing to read. I sometimes would ask AI to kind of read it for me and summarize and guess at what they
Yeah.
were trying to say.
Yes.
And like 8 out of 10 times they make it make sense. So I
Right.
found that but I would also like double check with the writer, is this what you mean? So I can like rewrite it into like a more clear way to convey this idea. But especially when it comes to like pieces about like art or like reviews of art exhibitions,
Yes.
they tend to use some like very abstract concept or like big words like floral languages that don't necessarily read well to a normal audience. So AI can definitely help with that as well.
Yes.
And another use of AI that I find really helpful is for styling. Like, how do I
Right.
write this in AP style? Or it's basically like a free AP style book, but
Yeah.
I you also have to double check on Google or like the actual style book to make sure AI is right because they do have like hallucinations and stuff
Yeah,
and lie.
absolutely. Absolutely. And are you a deep seek or a chat GPT or which do you prefer?
Chat GPT.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
you're not going the deep seek?
DeepSeek, the problem with DeepSeek is that they crash.
Yeah,
Like
right.
sometimes they were just like system busy and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
So I feel like ChatGPT is more stable. And also
Yes.
because I started using ChatGPT a lot longer before DeepSeek
Right.
ever came out.
Right.
So ChatGPT already knows what I usually look for. So I feel like
Got it.
I vibe better with ChatGPT.
Okay.
And I feel like if I kind of have the same process with DeepSeek, I can still tweak it to where I want it, but then I'll have to do it all over again, which is a
Right.
lot of work. So I'm kind of sticking with ChatGPT
Right.
at the moment.
Well, if you ever go back to DeepSeek, I will say thank you because I bought some shares in Alibaba,
Oh,
probably
really?
about late last year. It just skyrocketed when everybody started
Wow.
getting on it. So it's up and down at the moment. Yeah, it had that peak there when everybody just jumped on
Yeah.
it,
But the
and
stock market is good recently.
yeah, yeah, it's been good. Not right into it, but yeah, it's
Yeah, but like a lot better than last year.
yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. Everybody will probably ask you about the best interview that you've ever done. What's one of the worst ones you've done?
I think whenever there is like pieces about like feminist subjects, you want to like be very careful and fair about how you approach it.
Yes.
Um, because like sometimes it can sound very uh one-sided or ignorant when some people would say something that you don't totally agree. But you as a reporter, it's not your place to correct them.
Got to be
But
professional.
you can't
Yeah.
like yeah, you can't confront them with a counter argument, but you it's not your place to, lecture them.
Yes.
Um, so there is a fine balance when you're interviewing someone who you don't necessarily agree with.
Hmm. That must be really, really hard if it's like that.
Well, it's when you get people on the phone, they're actually not that bad because you're actually talking to them. They're
Yeah.
not like that brutal. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's when you're like chatting online, you're like
Yes.
approaching them, or you're just they're like not comfortable talking on the phone, so that you're doing like text interviews when they
Mm.
can get kind of weird and
Yes.
aggressive. But I feel like whenever you can get people on the phone or like on a video call, they're more civilized when they can, see your face and
Yeah.
hear your voice.
Do you have no limitations on your interviews?
Oh, of course, there's limitations.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get people from the government to go
Right.
on record with you because
Right.
they're very cautious about what they say
Yeah.
to the press, whether it's domestic or international. It's
Oh.
not that different. They are all very cautious about what they say. When we do get the opportunity to interview some like officials, it's when our boss knows their boss or some kind
Got
of
it.
situation like
Got
that.
it. Got
So
it.
you get the in, or they really kind of need the press. Usually it's the tourism bureau. They kind of need some press to promote
Yeah.
their city or stuff like that.
Mm.
So they would reach out to media or like when because our parent company is actually a publishing house and we also do books. So sometimes the tourism bureau would commission us to do like travel books for them. And that's
Right.
when we get to meet some of the officials, like the mayor or something like that.
Oh,
And when we got to know them personally,
comfortable.
it's easier to get interviews with them or someone he
Right.
knows. Um,
Right.
it's if you don't know someone who knows someone personally, it's
Yes.
kind of hard to get a government official or like
Okay.
anyone working for the government
Right.
to talk to you on paper, on record. So,
Right.
yeah.
What is the fan base for the world of Chinese? Is it predominantly is it half half or
Uh,
two-thirds, one-third?
it's it's like basically half our readership is half located in the US
Hmm.
and half in China. And the China part is a mix of foreigners, expats in China, and Chinese people who are interested in like learning English. It's
Got it.
kind of hard to figure out the exact markup of it because it's kind of hard to track or like quantify that. Um, we can only see where the click is coming from, not
Right.
who is clicking. So
Right. Right.
there's limitation of the demographic
Demographic.
ratio that we can know.
Right. For someone that's watching or listening and they don't know too much about the company, what interview do you think they should go and watch and why?
Oh, so we have a YouTube channel where we publish our kind of longer content. We did a mini documentary about Shanxi and the old temples there that kind of inspired the Black Myth Wukong's architecture in the game last year. That did really well on YouTube. I think it's a really beautiful story that everyone should check it out. But the World of Chinese is more of a written platform. So we kind of anchor around our website and our four magazine issues every year. We publish quarterly, and every magazine issue has a theme. The upcoming one will be about urban planning. Um,
Ah,
yes, we're gonna talk about the evolution of like shopping malls in China, how they have thrived in the past decades, but are struggling at the moment. And we're also
yes.
going to talk about the old compound buildings in China. Uh, there's like a different situation in China because we don't own the land. We own the uh, using rights to our apartment for 70 years. So then what happens after 70 years? So that's the question we're gonna explore in our next issue. So
There you go.
stay tuned. It's coming out soon.
And when is it again coming out?
It's gonna come out around early October.
Early October. Great. All right.
Yes.
So, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Yeah, it was given by one of my best friend in grad school. She's like, just do it. Yeah, because I was really kind of struggling about whether I should like reach out to a interviewee about I forgot the piece I was working on, but I was probably never gonna reach that person because they have like a huge following on Instagram, and also like I think another person I want to interview is also like work with the New York City Hall or something. I thought I was never gonna get the interview because I was just like a student and doing a basically homework,
Yes.
um, student journalism, but homework. And I thought I was never gonna get anyone on the record. But my friend is like, it's not gonna hurt you. Just email them or like leave a voicemail. You might hear back. I actually did eventually hear back from a representative
Oh.
um, in New York, but it was way past the deadline that I
Oh,
need to
right.
hand in the piece. And
Right.
it was one of his interns who phoned me back and left me a voicemail saying, "Oh, we saw your voicemail and your email. Senator blah blah can talk. Representative, I forgot the last name, can talk when at this time if you're still looking for the interview." And I was like,
Ah.
"Yeah, but that was like 2 months too late."
Too late, damn it.
But it's still like good to know that they heard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Social medias, Haley, where can we find you?
For social media, you can find me always on LinkedIn. Message me for any like professional inquiries on LinkedIn. Instagram, I do have a private account which I like to keep private. But if you ever wanted to reach me, you can always message me, like DM me or DM the World of Chinese. They know how to reach me.
Okay, great. All right, we're down to the final bit. So I will ask you, I'll give you a topic, and then you give
Hmm.
me your top two or three favorite of all time as of tonight. Give
Hmm.
me your top two or three favorite artists of all time.
Favorite artist of all time. I feel like I need two categories for like
Okay.
international
Yeah.
stars
Okay.
and
Okay.
Chinese.
Go.
For like English language songs, one is Billie Eilish that I
Yes.
mentioned. The other is Chappell Roan.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I feel like I should mention Taylor Swift because I was a huge Swiftie when I was in middle school.
I actually just watched her documentary on Netflix. It was very
Oh,
interesting.
really? The
Yeah,
Miss Americana?
yeah, yeah. And then Chinese.
Chinese, definitely Jay Chou is unbeatable,
Oh,
number one.
yes.
Yeah.
I
And
I hear his tickets are impossible to get for his live
yeah, it
shows.
is impossible to get.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the popular pop artists from when I was younger and listening to them, they're like back on tour again and they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
super hard to get tickets.
And didn't he marry a Australian girl?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He's
there you
I think his
go.
wife is like half Australian and half
Oh, half Australian.
Taiwanese, I think.
Oh, okay, there you go. Interesting. And
Yeah.
what about movies? Give me a top two or three favorite
Movies.
movies of all time.
I don't know, I'm blanking. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Can I do TV shows?
Go for it. That was going to be my next one anyway. TV show.
Uh, so one is Person of Interest,
Okay.
and the other is Succession.
Oh, yes. I will agree with you on that. And are they going to do another series or did it end? It ended, didn't it?
Succession wrapped up. Oh,
Yeah.
Better Call Saul is my third.
Oh, there you go. Your top two or three favorite places that you've been to, and then three places that you want to go to in the future.
Top three. I really liked my time in Prague.
Oh,
And in China, I think I really enjoyed Yunnan.
me too.
Um, yeah. And third, I would say Boston because I lived there for 4 years and
Come
it's a very
on.
nice town. Yes.
Come on. I still haven't been there. It's one of the very few I haven't been to that I'll get there one
It,
day.
it's it's a very walkable city. You can like walk from the north to the south in like 3 hours.
Yeah. I'd love to go and
Very
see
manageable.
a baseball
Yeah.
game as well. The
Oh yeah,
the big
I
green
took
one.
my parents once.
Oh, did you? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, they came for my graduation and I took
Uh,
them for a game
Fenway, was it
at
Fenway
the
Park?
Fenway Station,
Yeah, there you go. That's
Fenway
cool.
Park.
And then three places that you want to go to in the future. And just remember where this podcast goes to. A hint, hint. Yeah, come on. Have you been yet?
No, I haven't. I've been meaning to go, actually.
Okay.
It's just, yeah, like I'm really surprised that I haven't been to Australia yet. I
Hmm.
really should.
Should. Summer's coming up. It's next couple
I
of
know, I
months.
know.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be nice to like go during like winter here,
It'll
so
be
it's
mi
like summer
it'll be
there.
-7 in Beijing and it'll be 30 degrees
Yeah.
in Australia with the
Yeah,
best
so
bit.
Australia
All right, come on. Okay.
and Argentina is
Oh,
my
yes.
second.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because I've been to Peru and Chile and I really love them too. Oh, I should
Right.
add those to my favorite list too. Like in Chile, I went to like Patagonia, which is like very close to the South Pole, and I took a boat and went to see all the glaciers. It was really great.
Nice. That's really
Yeah.
cool. And I did the other two. I did Brazil and Argentina, so I recommend you go to those two.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I wanted to go to Brazil and Argentina.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't have enough time to travel.
And it's so far away too from
I
Shanghai. My
know.
oh, Beijing. My
Yeah,
God.
it was easier to go when I was living in the States.
Yes, in the
But like
Americas. Yes.
now it's like 20 something hours to go.
All right, Haley, last one. Who's your greatest inspirational hero and why?
That this might sound kind of like narcissistic, but I would say myself.
All right. Why?
Because I don't want to idolize a person because we are all people and we make mistakes. And there's always going to be something that I find like that I don't agree on or appreciate about a certain person. So I don't want to put anyone on a pedestal to have someone in my head that this person can do no wrong, because that's just impossible. So I don't want to have that figure, like a specific people that I took inspiration from all the time. I feel like we should take inspiration from every people we meet, because there's certain things about them that will inspire me to think about my life and think about the world we live in. So I don't want to say it's like a specific person. So if you do have to ask for one, I would say myself.
That is a great answer. In the 175 interviews that I've done, I've never had anybody say themselves.
Really?
That is amazing. That is so cool.
Well, I get along with myself the best.
There you go. That's the saying, you got to love yourself before you can love other people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Hayley, thank you very much for your time. All the best for the future. If the wrestling is in Beijing, or if I come to Beijing, let's get some Beijing duck.
Yes, of course. I'll take you to my favorite place.
All right. Excellent.
Hi, I'm Tony Fair, founder of Victorian Grooming Company. Is your beard feeling dry or the skin underneath itchy? Maybe you'd rather soften and tame your beard instead. Our classic collection of beard oils, balms, and soaps will leave your beard looking, feeling, and smelling amazing. And if you prefer shaving, our pre-shave oils and shave soaps will give you a smooth and razor burn-free shave. Handmade in Edmonton with natural ingredients. Visit victoriangrooming.com.